In today's video, I'd like to talk to you about V5 of RouteZERO by Dynamon, the HGV-specific EV feasibility tool. As with my previous video about version 4, I figured the best way is just to hop right in and model our first route. So coming up new with version 5 is support for rigid trucks. Previously, we obviously supported articulated tractor units and trailers. Now we have a range of rigids and indeed the ability to define your own. Hop right in, we'll pick our model, go for that. We have the choice, as ever, of energy consumption model. So we have Dynamon's energy model, which takes into account the physical characteristics of the vehicle, the speed at which it's driving, and the terrain. But you can also pick the manufacturer's estimated efficiency or define your own as needed. We're going to stick with the Dynamon energy model. From there, we go ahead and start building our routes. We've got a few options available at the top here, so we can avoid tolls, avoid ferries, and we can choose what the speed limiter is for our fleet. I'll leave those as they are for now. So, building our route, I think we'll start somewhere around the Dynamon HQ, and then we're going to go up to, I think, Leicester. Then we're going to head back to the Dynamon HQ from there. And let's say we're going to stop for an hour. Next thing to set up is our cargo. So I think we're going to leave at about half laden. And when we arrive in Leicester, we can configure that we will drop all of our cargo and we'll return back to Dynamon unladen. We can set our temperature. I'm an optimist. Spring has started to come through here, so I'm going to go ahead and assume it'll be a lovely 23 degrees. New in V5, we have this SOC threshold. So in previous versions of RouteZERO, a route's considered a failure if you ran out of charge, your state of charge hit 0. But now we let you configure that. So you can choose what threshold, what breathing space you'd like to bake in. I'm going to pick a reasonably conservative 20% threshold. With that all set up, let go. So now RouteZERO is creating synthetic driving behavior following the route offset and then modeling the expected energy demands of driving that route. We'll just take one moment and then we should get taken to our results once that's done. And here we are. So you can see, sadly, not only have we gone past our threshold SOC, but we've actually run out of battery along the way. You can see here we make it perfectly well to Leicester. We stop for an hour, but then on the return journey, we run into a spot of bother. That's no problem. RouteZERO will help you find a way to make this route feasible. So we're being directed here to include some top-up locations. So as we hop in here, we can see my locations. But come down here, if you're on the map, a public charger network. So we have strong coverage across Europe. And we add to this as we learn more. If we come in on the map here, we can see we're going to Leicester and there happens to be a public charger available. So we'll import that. We hop back to our route now. We can come in and we can, let's resimulate. Again, it's just going to generate that synthetic telematics and then use that to drive our physics-based energy model to predict the performance. So you can see same output as last time, but now that we have that public charging location, RouteZERO is recommending that we divert there, charge for 2 hours based at the charger power registered. We'll just click that, apply those fixes. It's now adjusted our routes to incorporate that extra charging. I'm just going to resimulate and we'll see if we're successful. Excellent. You can see here it's our state of charge over time. See that extra charging stop allows us to make it with a good buffer between that and our threshold. Also here, new in V5, just provide a little extra context for why your vehicle's performance is what it is. We have the shaded blue region, which is the altitude profile. So you can see as we've gone up and down hills, what impact that's going to have on the SOC. Although it has said, we've chosen a relatively flat route here. As I said, you can register your own trucks, just like you can with articulated tractors and trailers in the current version. RouteZERO and V5, you can register whatever rigid trucks you need. You can set the box. If they're refrigerated, you can add that additional auxiliary load on there. But that's it. That's simulating your first route in RouteZERO V5.